I identify as a Mexican American, Latino, Chicano.
I identify as Latina, Colombian.
I identify as Latinx.
Afro-Dominican, Black Dominican, Afro-Latina.
I think it's so funny though when people try to put in boxes what type of Latina you are. I'm like, technically I'm Latinx, I'm also a Hispanic lady, Latina, Puertorriqueña, ya tú sabes, de todo un poquito.
I'm proud of my culture because it's so rich in so many ways, in history, in the values that it has. Also has great food and great music, and piñatas and a lot of things that are fun and have added a lot of life here in the United States.
Being Latina means that there is a story to my heritage. It means that there is a big history behind who I am, behind who my family is. The reason why we are where we are and who we are in this country is connected to being a Latina.
As a half Puerto Rican girl who grew up in Miami, I feel like I'm so thankful that my mom made me go to Puerto Rico every single summer and spend time with my family and really dive into my roots and who I am. And everything about me is because of that. The music, my food, my passion, how I express myself, the love and kindness that I think I give to the world, that really is such a part of the essence of the Latino culture.
I grew up in a single-parent household. My mom was raising my brother and me and taking care of her mom, my grandmother. We grew up in neighborhoods that were still dealing with the legacy of segregation and in schools that were underfunded. My brother and I became the first in our family to go to graduate school. We went to law school and then to become professionals and then public servants. So we struggled through that adversity but made it through, and that's part of reaching the American dream.
During Pablo Escobar's era in Medellin, Colombia, which is the reason why me and my family and I came to this country. I was held at gunpoint at a really young age, and I think that was just one of many incidents. There was a bomb that went off right next to my parents when I was 8 months old. And so all of that terrorizing fear really led my parents to come to this country.
People in my community are willing to make the lethal and the deadly and the dangerous journey to come here to the US, just as my parents did, to give opportunities for their children and for their families. My dad is an undocumented immigrant from Mexico. My mom is an undocumented immigrant who fled war. I heard a lot of things about my parents saying that what they did was wrong, and in that way they're invalidating my whole being because they came here for me.
Everyone has their own story of what it means to be a Black Latina. Like, there's the obvious definition that people might use, like a Black person of Latin American descent, but for me, it's me being someone who came from a two-parent household, raised, going to schools, in addition to connecting very much so with the Black American community, as well as the Caribbean community, as well as the African community. And I just think that it's an amazing thing that I can say that I have all these influences that make up who I am, and yet I can still be proud of being a Black Latina, and like no one can take that away from me. It's
Definitely an opportunity and a blessing and a privilege to be a part of the United States of America. I can't wait for my Mexican Colombian kids to one day be able to hear their stories of their father and their mother and how our stories as immigrants came about. So that's the beauty of America, that's the beauty of diversity, and that's what makes me so proud to be a Latina.